Hey everyone, it's Kinpatsu Cosplay here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make this super shiny tail for Ahri. As soon as Ahri was released, one of the biggest questions cosplayers had was how to make those weird crystal tails. So Eric and I sat down and brainstormed how we were going to do it, and this is what we came up with. If you guys would like to see how the entire costume gets made, as well as these super fluffy ears, check out our website where we have the full tutorial available as well as other awesome cosplay resources. Okay, let's get started with building the tail.
So for our Ahri tail, Eric created a Pipakura pattern for me. This pattern is available on our store along with the Ahri tutorial pack. So I've printed out my pattern, taped all the pieces together and then cut them out with some scissors, and now I'm ready to start drawing them out onto some 5mm EVA foam. Pipakura patterns come with little flaps or folds on some of the edges which will help you glue the paper pieces together if you're working with paper. But because we're working with EVA foam, we don't need these, so we can just use some scissors and carefully cut them off. On the Pipakura pattern, you'll see some dashed lines and some dotted lines. The difference between these two lines means that the angle that the pieces connect at will be different. So for a dashed line, the angle will fold into a downwards direction, meaning it folds into a valley. And for the dotted lines, it folds in an upward direction, making a point. The pattern also has numbers on every single edge. These numbers correspond with the other edge that you need to connect it to. So, for example, you'll connect edge 57 to the other edge 57, and edge 8 to the other edge 8. So match up the numbers, and that's how you'll put the pieces together. Now I'm going to start cutting out some of my foam. I'm using 5mm EVA foam and taking my pattern and roughly cutting out as much as I need for each piece. I'm then going to take my pattern piece and draw carefully all the way around the edge with a pen. Once I've finished tracing out the pieces, I can now take my pattern and write on all the corresponding numbers again. I'm also going to use a ruler to draw my fold lines on in place. When you draw on the fold edges and on any of the other edges, make sure that you mark whether they're going to be a upwards angle or a downwards angle. In other words, whether they were a dotted line, which folds into a pointed top, or if they were a dashed line, which folds downwards. This first edge I'm going to cut is a dashed edge, meaning that when I put it together with its corresponding edge, it's going to make a downward point. So, I'm taking my craft knife and a ruler, and I'm going to take the knife, and at a 45-degree angle facing outwards, I'm going to pull the knife through the foam. This is then going to make a cut, a bevel that faces upwards, and when you glue a flat edge onto this, it'll make a point facing downwards. The next line I'm going to cut is a dotted line, which is the line that when connected with its corresponding edge, points upwards. So I'm going to do the same thing but in the opposite direction. So with my knife pointed inwards at a 45-degree angle, I'm pulling the knife through the foam, and then when I finish cutting, it's going to have a 45-degree angle facing downwards, which when I glue against a second piece of foam, it's going to make that point upwards. So for dashed lines, I'm going to be cutting bevels in an outward direction facing upwards, and for dotted lines, I'm cutting a bevel in an inward direction facing downwards. For the fold lines in the center parts of the pattern, just cut the lines at a 45-degree angle, and then whichever angle you don't need, cut into a straight section. So if you've now cut a 45-degree angle, you will have both a bevel upwards and a bevel downwards. If you're doing a point upwards, cut the bevel that's facing upwards straight. Then when you glue the straight edge against the bevel facing downwards, they'll form a pointed angle. And you can do this for the reverse too. Once you've cut out all your pieces and all your angles, you can now start gluing them together. So I'm using some contact glue and putting a little bit of glue on the one edge and a little bit of glue on the other edge. Let the glue get tacky and dry a little bit, and then you can press the pieces together, carefully lining them up, and they will be stuck. To get all the faceted pieces on this tail, there is a lot of cutting and gluing, but at the end of the day, it is totally worth it. Once you've finished gluing together all the individual pattern pieces, you can then take those pieces and start to match up the other edges and numbers and glue them together with contact glue too. As the tail gets bigger and bigger and more pieces are added, it can get a little difficult to connect them all, but just work slowly and carefully and line each edge up nice and neatly. Once all the pieces have been glued together, you'll have a big poofy foam tail, but at this point it's still a little bit soft. To make the tail just a little bit firmer, I'm going to be using some wood glue to prime it. I'm taking the wood glue and pouring it into a cup, and then I'm going to dip my brush into some water and paint the wood glue all over the tail. I'm going to paint on 2 layers, letting each layer dry completely in between, and this will just give the tail a little bit of firmness. Now for the fun part, which is making the tail nice and shiny. So I'm going to take my pattern pieces that I used to make my tail, and I'm going to take some holographic vinyl I got on Amazon. I'm going to roll the vinyl out, and using my pattern pieces, I'm going to draw out the pieces onto the back of the vinyl. I'm then going to take my scissors and cut out my piece of vinyl. Match the vinyl up to the piece that you're going to be sticking it onto, and then you can peel the layer on the back of the vinyl off. The vinyl actually has a bit of adhesive on the underside of it, so once you've peeled that layer off, you can then press it against the foam and it will stick onto it nicely. When you press it onto the foam, make sure that you try and work out all the bubbles and fold it over the edge nicely, not leaving any open gaps. You're going to repeat this process of cutting, peeling, and sticking all over the entire tail. To completely cover my tail, I needed 2 rolls of this hollow pre-cut vinyl. If you do accidentally miss a spot on the vinyl and there's a gap showing between the 2 pieces, just cut out another small piece of vinyl and carefully lay it on. Once you've covered the entire tail in the vinyl, it'll be super shiny and reflective, and it looks awesome. If I could, I would cover my whole life in this stuff. Now to attach the tail to myself, I had to make a small hook using some wire which I bent into shape myself. The hooks at the bottom will attach inside the tail, and the hook at the top will hook over my corset lacing on my KDA Ahri costume. This was a very simple but effective way of attaching the tail onto my costume, and because the tail is so lightweight, it works perfectly.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on some of our social media. Bye!